welcome to Scrolling with Caesar. Today is June 3rd, 2026. Okay, as always, this is not financial advice, just my own biased opinions and a bunch of news tweets that I've read late today. Things are pretty gloomy. It was pretty hard to find tweets today. I think a lot of people have logged off or went out, touched some grass, or I don't know. It was just a little bit hard. But as always, there are some news. There's always some nuggets out there for the pickings if you dig a little bit deeper, and you can find some interesting stuff. Okay, so taking a look at the charts, everything's pretty red today. Sonic is up 2%, but it doesn't look too great. Everything else is kind of bouncing around. I'm bouncing out of the bottom of my liquidity range here, but these are both interest-bearing coins, so I'm okay with this. I do have a buy order way down here just in case things do dump quite a bit. But anyhow, that's that. So ETH is down 1%, BTC is down about a 1%, Hype is up 3 or 4%, but you know it's looking pretty good. I didn't buy any. I wish I would have bought a bunch down here instead of just just farming it and so forth. But anyways, that's that. You know, you do what you got to do. Take some profits, which is always good as well. And I don't have my entire bag in there either. So, but ETH is looking pretty gloomy and sad, and everybody's kind of sad and gloomy on the timeline and stuff. But as I mentioned, there is some news, so let's kind of get into them. So we've got Leon Waldman. He's kind of taking the other side and trying to add a little hopium or a little bit of positivity to the space and say like some factors about why ETH is still a good I don't want to say investment, but ETH price is stuck near 1K. Everyone's bearish, but let's see. So some of the things he said, like ETH on exchanges is crashing. So a lot of ETH is leaving the centralized exchanges, which pretty much are used solely for selling, right? Or buying, but that's the kind of trading, right? The staking refresh rate all-time high, so 32% of ETH is staked, and transactions are at all-time high. So a whole bunch of ETH is locked away in staking, and people are still bearish, but the charts don't speak to the same metrics that he has here. Now, of course, I feel gloominess. I feel sadness. The thing that bothers me is that like ETH is down so much, but like other coins are not. Things that don't provide nearly as much value as Ethereum does. Maybe not the asset, but at least the network. And it just kind of saddens me in that sense. Now, I don't know exactly why that is the case, but it is the case. Okay, moving on. So here we have Alexander from Aerodrome retweeting this article. I kind of asked him a question because I watched this video quickly and I didn't want to read, and then he's like, "Yeah, go read this." Right. So basically, the change that's coming to Aerodrome, according to what I've read here, I didn't read very deeply, so you know this is just a quick little look. Is that voting is going to have like a 42-hour cooldown. So instead of every Wednesday you vote, and then your votes are locked for the entire week, it's going to be anyone can vote at any time, but then you cannot change your vote for 48 hours. So you can immediately redirect your voting or the emissions to other pools, and it's sort of like live block by block, but you know it's basically the cooldown is the key factor. This is how I understand it. I haven't read this article in complete. I kind of scanned it for the answer to the question I wanted to know, which is this block by block voting? And he's like, read this. So then I kind of skimmed it and found this, that it looks like it's like a 48-hour cooldown on voting. So you can change your votes at any time, and they will affect the emissions and the fees you're collecting at any time. However, you won't be able to change your vote for another 48 hours. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong, but anyhow, that's that. Okay, so Bojan is tweeting out this article or this chart here. He's like stable, boring, reliable, 11% on ETH. Okay, more incentives coming soon. So they're gonna, you know, this actual pool, this is the IPOR Fusion Vault. It's actually being added to the Liquidity voting pool. So if I go to liquidity.org, I launch this. I go to liquidity.app. And I go to stake, And here's voting. So as you can see, you can vote to direct the 30% of the interest rate to these pools, right? So it's either the curve pool with LSD, the curve pool with USDC, or the Uniswap pool. So they're going to add this to the IPOR. So then the IPOR will get more emissions as well. I don't know how many people will vote for that, but you have to stake liquidity to LQTY to vote on this, and so forth. There could be some bribes. As you see, I do have a tiny amount of bribes here that I should probably claim. But anyhow, that it's like 79 cents, so I'm not going to bother. So anyhow, so that's coming, and then he says open cover is coming too. So looks like there's going to be some insurance for people who join this vault, an insurance option for people who deposit into this Fusion Vault. Anyhow, so that's that. Let's move on. So we've got Ariando Ferrari with another pretty good ETH post. So everyone's hating on ETH, but the truth is everything else is draining funds from the crypto industry. So some key factors he says here. So BTC is massively expensive. Proof of work, 30 million per day it costs to run the network. That's pretty expensive, right? So yeah, compared to ETH, which is nothing almost. Then he's got the other L1s have these musical chairs of pseudo fundamentals. So they're like all the other L1s are like just kind of jumping on narratives, talking about stuff, kind of making up things, and Ethereum's the only place that's actually legitimately highly used value contribution to society blockchain. That's kind of his point here, and I agree with him, and it just kind of hurts that ETH price action doesn't fit the product market fit that Ethereum has brought to us. Okay. So I trolled on Mert. So this guy was like, Zcash is down, and Mert's like, you stupid idiot. No, it's working. It's just the explorers are down. And then so I said, so you're saying you can't see if it's down? And then he raged on me. No, you retard. You can literally just do a transaction. I'm like, no reason to get mad. So yeah, you can't I'm a little bit right. I was trolling and I was just shit posting, but I am looking right. You can't see that you can't see if it's down because the blocks explorers are down, right? So anyways, it's still, according to him, I haven't checked. I don't use it, but according to him, you can still send transactions. Blocks are still being built. It's just the explorers are using some crappy RPC and can't get the data. Okay, anyhow, so that's that. So Frax tweeted this out. So there's this protocol called D-Trinity, and it was a project that was launched on Fraxel chain, and now it's reopening on Ethereum. I did a quick look at what this is. Of course, this article here or this tweet doesn't really mention what it is, but it's like a kind of like a multi-level stablecoin lending platform and so forth. But it looks pretty complicated and a lot of stuff in there. So, but you can double check. You can read through this, do a little bit deeper digging. And I assume that they're going to be using Frax as one of their collaterals. So there's some liquidity pools and stuff like that you can use as collateral to mint their stablecoin. So yeah, double check through all this and see if this is something of interesting. But I thought I would share it, and maybe I'll check it a little bit more when I have some free time. Okay, so 0x Dinosaur here. I don't know this guy, but he's got 500 followers. So I'll give him a follow just because he tweeted something nice. So FTC report fraud submitted. So we all know that, Polymarket, this is the news of the week, that Polymarket voted no for Polymarket voted no for did Strategy sell any BTC, even though they did sell BTC. And there's lots of speculation and stuff like this and talk about why they did it, but it's obvious why they did it, but I don't want to get into that right now in here. But so apparently some people have submitted a report saying that what they have done is considered fraud or insider trading or something like this, and so legal action perhaps might be taken. I highly doubt that they will. I saw another tweet. I'm sorry, I can't find it, and that was Legally, what they did was fine, even though morally it's obviously wrong. But legally, because of the way they disclose the information and the voting system and how things are done, they are allowed to do what they did legally, even though obviously it's a retarded scam type thing. But anyways, you can check this out if you are an affected user. I voted no, and but I didn't vote no. I voted no on Trueo, so I've lost my money. But I don't believe I should have won because they sold BTC like before this year. Like mine was 2026, so it doesn't matter for me. But for this one here, it's just craziness. Anyhow, so moving on. So Hannibal put out this website here. It's called ethdebate.com, and you can check it out. And it's basically just puts down all of the argument. It puts both sides of the argument in, so you can read through all the different reasons of why we should or shouldn't change the issuance of Ethereum. So it's basically how, like, the inflation levels of Ethereum going to validators, and both sides of the argument. You can go here, you can check it out, you can read through some of the arguments, and then you can develop your own understanding of this debate, and maybe that can influence the way you're going to vote if you have voting power, or just even invest in it. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's got like clear arguments for, arguments against, and then also like some you can expand them out, and you can the counter arguments to different arguments and so forth. It's quite nice. It's a fantastic job. So I wanted to highlight that and show it to everyone. Okay, so that's it for today. I had a hard time, even when I was going through everything for you. I kept seeing my own posts come up. So I think people are quiet today. But that's it for today. So I hope this is interesting and useful. And thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.